The Bulldogs finally won a road series this weekend at San Jose State, and it was much harder than it had to be, but they got the job done. On the first game, the Friday game, they looked like they should, especially against the Mountain West team. But as often this team, they can score a bunch of runs, run rule a team on the road, and then have virtually no offense the rest of the way. Had enough to get the win, but boy, that was close, and that would have really screwed them if they had lost this series. And thank goodness they didn't. And I'll get to the standings in a bit. The pitching again was good enough to win the series, but the best part of that was Jack Anchor looked like himself again. It was a solid start after a month of horrible starts. Aiden Cramarosa was again impressive. He pitched good enough for the win. When you only give up 2 runs, you pitch as a staff, you've done your job. And Hayden Key looks like he's going to be, Caleb Hay, excuse me. He looks like he's going to be a solid Sunday starter. So we've got 3 men to do the job in the league. Hitting, though, was an issue. Again, 2 out of 3 games, there was so many missed opportunities. And that is continued to plague this team. Some of it was just bad luck. This Saturday, Bobby Blanford protected himself from getting hit in the chest. Bat went off and gets a double play. It was just really weird. But there is one thing, though, that might turn the season around. There was one hit, and it was kind of foreshadowed when Jack Anger was talking to Paul Leffler on the radio after the end of Game 1, where a teammate named Jet Ruby gave him a talk to help him get his confidence back. And in the typical baseball way, Jet Ruby had the hit in the top of the ninth in Game 3 that might have saved the season. If the Bulldogs go to the NCAAs at the end of the year, Jet Ruby's hit that tied a game at San Jose State in Game 3 will be looked back on as that moment that saved the season. Credit to him, and credit to Ryan Overland for making that move. Now we have a huge weekend coming up against Mexico. They are a much different team on the road than at home, and you have to get that series. In fact, 3 out of 4 next home series. 3 out of 4 next baseball series are at home. The Bulldogs have played much better at home this year, and they need to win all those home series. All right? The current Mountain West standings is this. In first place at 6-3. Let me look right here. It is, tied. 2 teams tied at 6-3. Nevada. Hold on. 6-3. Nevada, New Mexico. Followed right behind him is 5-4. Fresno State, tied with San Diego and San Jose, also at 5-4. So you can see why this was a huge series, and you can see why next week against New Mexico will be a huge series. They finished the year off at New Mexico. You need to understand that. And you do not want to have to go to Albuquerque in that madhouse they call ballpark, where they play wacky ball instead of baseball. Depending on seating, you don't want to do that because that ballpark can ruin you. All right? So Fresno State, it'd be great if Fresno State could go in there, already clinched a spot in the 2 seed to avoid the playing game for the Mountain West tournament title. And a big way they can do that is gain a series win against Mexico. I think they will win it at home. They've been much better at home. And New Mexico is a much different team at home, away from home. And I also want to give this kind of shout out. Game 2 is right after the spring preview this week. So it should be a sellout crowd. Should be great fun. So if you're a Bulldog fan, you're in the area, you can do both. There's also a softball game right across the street at Margie Wright Diamond too. So you get a full Saturday of Bulldog fun. Also, I want to give a shout out to the ladies. They're playing like a Fresno State bat and ball team should. They're 7-2 in conference, and they're looking really well, looking really good. Hopefully, the baseball team starts picking it up. All right, and this is the time when they can do it. They got 3 out of 4 at home. They're facing some teams in altitude who play differently at home. Time to go on a run, boys. Time to stop screwing around.